Welcome to Basketball Heads. I'm your host, Glenn Harding, and tonight's guest is Arthur Lee Walker, one of the elite referees in New York City. And by the way, tonight's program is sponsored by Styles by Nita and Unique Creations. Let's do it.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online. Buy your tickets cause the game about to start.
What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
I thought you were scared to come on, man.
Nah, I was trying to get my communications right. You know, at first I tried to do it on my computer, but
Nah, that's not a good look.
the video won't. Yeah, the video. So I had to go to the phone. So
Right.
here I am.
Yes. What's the deal? What up, Pat? All right. So,
Hey,
with all that's going on, man, today and yesterday and the day before that, what's your feelings on that, brother, before we even get into the interview?
first and foremost, it's been a long time coming, I believe. We've seen history repeat itself over and over again when it comes to the plight of Black people here in this country. It's quite evident. It's no secret. It's being televised now more and more than it ever was before. And I know a lot of young folks are fed up. I mean, we've been fed up. I've been fed up for a long time. But our young folks are extremely fed up because they don't want this to be their future. They already know.
Right.
And are aware of things that happened in the past. They are fully aware and plugged into what's happened in the past. And a lot of them are like, no, we're fighting for it this time. We're not laying down. And in terms of not meaning a physical fight, but more so in the approach that we're not giving up. We're tired of it. And so I clearly understand what's going on. It's unfortunate that no one is doing anything right now. Maybe they're plotting and planning to get something done to stop all of, this. And I mean this meaning the systematic oppression of Black folk that's been going on for who knows how long. And we know that needs to be stopped. And that's why there's chaos right now, because it's a burning flame that's been, they continue to put fuel on the flame over and over and over again. In this particular scenario, the visual that we just received last week, Monday, with George Floyd and that cop, I wouldn't even call him an officer, because an officer, I believe, knows how to conduct himself with class. But that cop, it was like a lion who catches his prey, and it shows you that I could dominate you and kill you when I want to, however I want to. And that visual right there, man, it's hard to let go, and it's hard to not be extremely angry at this particular time. So I could go on and on about that.
Listen. Yo, you said enough. You wrapped it all up. I think you made some valid points. Everything you said was on the money. So let's get into the interview, brother. Who introduced you to the game?
Basketball is about timing. you know, and my timing was right. I just so happened to be in the neighborhood of Holy Innocents Church. And I was leaving from my friend's house that lived on like East 15th Street. I used to hang out over there all the time when I was young. So I was 10 years old. And I so happened to be going home. And I walked down East 16th Street and Beverly Road, and there's Holy Innocents Church. I saw some young men my age, you know, coming from somewhere. I guess they were coming from practice or tryouts. And I said, yo, what y'all doing? What's going on? I just so happened to be inquisitive at the time. And somebody was like, I can't remember exactly who told me, but they were like, come back next week at this particular time for tryouts. So I went back the next week for tryouts. I tried out for CYO, Holy Innocents team. My coach was Carlton Screen Sr. Everybody knows Carlton Screen. He is a legend. He is a legend here in New York basketball. And it's been an amazing ride ever since I met him. And he was my first coach. And I still carry those same fundamentals that I learned from him in terms of my approach to the game and in terms of hard work, being professional, being courteous, things of that nature. I'm Flatbush to the heart, you know. I met the same time Larry Timberlake. Everybody know him as Stimuli. That's my brother. Everybody knows that's my brother. There's nothing to be questioned about that. So when I was 10, when I was 10, I met Larry. He was on the team. Carlton Screen Seniors, his dad raised him. And I happened to be the same age as Larry, and we connected very quickly. And he had already been plugged into the basketball scene because of his dad and because of his older brother, Carlton Paco Screen. And because of the kinship that we formed, he plugged me in too. And I started to travel all over the city playing basketball with him, particularly uptown in Harlem. But we started in CYO at Holy Innocents in Flatbush.
And Holy Innocents is the picture where you got the crazy tight shorts and shoot a nice jump shot.
Yeah, you know, that was back in the day.
Listen, and in that era, we all had tight shorts. I just took my boy John Askew, my former teammate at Lincoln, with pictures today, and we had the tight shorts on as well. So
yeah, you know,
if you played in that era, you definitely know what it's about.
Yeah, the tight shorts and the Chuck Taylors or the Pro-Keds, the 69er Pro-Keds. You know, that was what we called those shorts Rory Sparrow shorts. You know, Rory Sparrow used to play for the New York Knicks. And, you know, he had the little shorts. Bernard King, they had the little shorts. They could put their hands on their hips. Their hands were so big, they put their hands on their hips. You can't see their shorts no more. That's how little the shorts were. So, yeah, man, I started off back in those days. That was 1981 when I first got involved in basketball.
Okay. So, did you play junior high school ball?
I did. I went to IS 246. Everybody knows it as Walt Whitman in Flatbush.
Yeah. Kenny Parker went there as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. Kenny Parker went there. We got some other former artists that went there. Busta Rhymes went there for a quick stint. And, of course, my man, shout out to Special Ed. Special Ed is my guy. We was in class together. Special Ed also went to Walt Whitman IS 246. So I played middle school ball there. But my middle school years of playing ball, I played a lot with Vivens, June Scarborough. Everybody knows June. God rest his soul. Everybody knows June. He was my coach. I was fortunate to live a few blocks away from him. So I was able to really travel a lot with him because I lived very close.
Right.
So, you know, everything that I did when I was younger playing basketball, I was with Larry Timberlake. We was everywhere together, except for middle school. So we didn't play middle school together. I played at Whitman. I got to play against we didn't have that many games. My school wasn't really that thorough when it came to the basketball team. So we didn't play that many games. So a lot of my time was spent playing for the Gauchos or playing with June.
Right.
So when I played at Whitman, we played against my brother, Rob Phelps, at 275. They called him Black. I was like, yo, this dude is ridiculous. He was bigger than everybody. He was tall. He was intimidating. He was imposing. And I was like, wow, okay. First, you know, you go to Brownsville, it's 275, you know. I used to live on Rockaway and Hegeman when I was young. So, but I still know the culture of 275 is like, they ain't playing around. So a lot of my teammates were scared. And yeah, man, they smashed us. With 275, they smashed us. And then we played 258. They had Lawrence Bud Future, who wound up playing at Boys and Girls, went on to play at West Virginia. Now he's the head coach at Jefferson High School. I played against him in middle school as well. We didn't have but so many games when I played in middle school at Whitman. So those are the ones that I could tell you about that I remember.
Yeah, funny that you speak of Bud because his name keep coming up in conversations. And I think I called him today or yesterday just to let him know that. You know what I'm saying? Just like, yo, it's
no question,
God,
man.
you know, remember what you did.
Oh yeah, no question. Bud Future was good back then when we were in middle school. He was really good. So, but those are the two that stand out the most because I still know those guys. You know, Rob and Bud Future. We talking about going back to the 8th grade. But nonetheless, I did spend more of my time playing for the Gauchos. My first team uptown was the Sun Devils in Harlem. I played small fry up there.
That's all Stem used to talk about, Sun Devils.
The Sun Devils, yeah, man, the Sun Devils. Had a coach named Lamont, coach named Calvin Green up there. God rest his soul. It was during that time in 82, maybe 83. And Harlem it looked like the old pictures, abandoned buildings everywhere. It looked like those old pictures. But, you know, the Phipps PAL is well known. Everybody knows about we had Bubba who was up there. We was fortunate and blessed. They would give us rides home back to Brooklyn. We was like the only guys from Brooklyn that went uptown to play ball at the Sun Devils in terms of the younger guys. All of the older guys on the Sun Devils from Brooklyn, you know, there was quite a few from Brooklyn that played on the older team, but we were the young guys there, me and Larry Timberlake. And then we went to Puerto Rico when we were young, playing for the Sun Devils, playing small fry, where you had to be 5'1" and under. You couldn't be taller than 5'1". You had to fit into this box. If you couldn't fit into the box, you couldn't play. You was too tall because they lowered the rims to 7 feet. So, yeah, man, we went to Puerto Rico. It was a phenomenal experience to be 11 years old, going to play basketball in Puerto Rico at 11 years old, man. That was phenomenal, man. And then you saw that, man, guys were good in basketball in so many different places. There was teams from Wisconsin, Chicago, teams from Florida, New Jersey. Teaneck, New Jersey had a team. We had a few teams from New York, Bronx River, us, the Sun Devils, teams from Florida. Somebody I played with in college, or who was my buddy in college, Corey Beard, his father, Butch Beard, he played that same year. Went to Puerto Rico with us. He was playing for a team out of Trenton, Teaneck, New Jersey. So,
and salute to Phil. What up, Phil? What up, Marco?
What up, all my brothers.
Phil broke his arm. He missed the trip.
Yeah, Phil also is one of my brothers that go way back from my inception in this game. Phil, Larry Timberlake. I mean, these guys, man, we've been around doing this for a long time, man.
So during that time, who was the best player in your neighborhood?
Larry Timberlake, man. John Johnson, in terms of the older guys who went to Virginia.
That's my guy. That's
John
my guy.
Johnson.
He's one of my
He lived
mentors
on East
in
23rd Street.
basketball.
Yeah, he was like, oh, that's John Johnson.
Right, right.
You
right.
know,
His grandma lived on this side.
Yeah, man, John Johnson, who played at UVA from Flatbush.
He had the big ass hands.
Oh, okay. I probably wouldn't have known. I didn't know about that back then.
Yeah. I noticed that with him being a smaller guy. You know, Ross Strickland had big hands as well.
Well, you know who we idolized as well was Paco, was Carlton Screen. I mean, he was obviously, because we had a close relation to him. We went to all his games and we got exposed to all these great players in New York. I got to see Mark Jackson play in high school.
I know. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. I want to know about STEM.
What you want to know about Larry Timberlake STEM?
What made him the best player in your neighborhood?
His handle was crazy.
And before this, I don't know who it was, and I forgot to mention this to STEM. Someone hit me up on, you know, I hate mosquitoes. Someone hit me up online and said that that STEM was very good, you know, and at his age, he could do a lot of things that kids couldn't do.
That is very true. When we played at Holy Innocents and we played CYO ball in anywhere we went, but particularly at Holy Innocents, man, you know, we didn't score that many points back in those days. We was 10 years old. If the score was 34 to 28, Larry had 32 of the points. I had the other two.
Right.
And it was my first time playing ball. You know what I mean? It was my first time playing. But yeah, man, he dominated when we were young. Man, dominated. His handle was tremendous. He was shorter than everybody, but he could still he didn't block his shot. He just got to the hole. He had all the moves. He could pass. I mean, I still got the visual in his head when he hit me with a behind the back pass at 10 years old. And I took it in stride, took my 1-2 and finished at the rim. You know, it was, he was tremendous with the ball, man. Tremendous with the ball.
Yeah, he played with me at Fairleigh Dickinson for a year. And what I can say about that year, we had a lot of fun, but STEM scored in every game we played. In every game that we played, that he got a chance to play in, he scored. It wasn't a game that he got a chance to get in that he didn't put in a bucket or had a few assists. For the time that he played, he kind of filled up the stat sheet, whether it was 2 or 4 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, you know what I'm saying, 1 rebound. So,
yeah.
But he would fill it up. It wasn't just like he just was out there just taking up time, you know what I'm saying?
He was cut from the cloth. I mean, you know, we played basketball so much. I mean, you know, and obviously he started playing before I did.
Right.
But, man, his handle, and it never went away, man. His handle was sick. You know, he crossed people up. He broke somebody's ankle literally at camp. When we was at BC All-Star camp, the dude camp was done. Stem hit him with something crazy, crossed him up, did something to it, man. The kid, man, he broke the kid's ankle for real. The kid had to go home. He was done. He couldn't play at camp no more. This is at a camp when you trying to get recruited and you got somebody that crossed you up like that and you got to go home. You know what I'm saying? That's the legend of him breaking ankles, man. He did a lot of people dirty back in the days. I'm glad I was his teammate and not playing against him.
So let's move on to your high school years, right? I know you attended Grady right across the street from Lincoln.
Yep.
Tell me about your time there.
Grady was an amazing experience. All my guys that we still family today. We got this hashtag G for L, Grady for life, because we learned a lot of the same lessons. We grew up together. It was a great experience. Great coaches, Derek McMahon, Jack Ringle, Vivian June Scarborough, my coaches there. I started playing JV my freshman year. My freshman coach was June. And as I already told you, June had been my coach in just, you know, rec leagues and summer leagues in New York City. I had already been playing with June. So going to Grady was an easy transition for me because June was already somebody who coached me. So it kind of was like, I'm not saying he recruited me, but it was kind of like the path to go and play at Grady High School because June was there. So, yeah.
Who was on your freshman team?
My freshman year, I played JV. I started on the JV team at the point guard spot. Myself, Ephraim Whitehead, Jadon Jackson, Jamel Bunch. Who else? Man. Got me reaching right now for names.
That's quite a few right now.
Man, we had my man Michael Grafton from East New York. We called him Fry. My man Gus Philemont. My man Sav from East New York. I mean, we was a tough team, man. June was our head coach, man. We was a tough team. And JV didn't play that many games back then. You know, we might have played up to 12 to 15 games at the most. So, you know, but I was still involved with the varsity team. I would because I just wanted to be around and learn and gain some knowledge and be around the energy because our varsity team at Grady was sick. I mean, when I say our varsity team was sick, it was sick my freshman year. Antoine Lewis, Laurel Hendricks, Willie Scurry, Pat Alphonse, Dre Thompson, Sugar Bear, you know, aka Sean Francis, aka Sugar Bear. Man, what a team. Did
y'all play U-Trick?
We did play New U-Trick when I was on JV my freshman year. We played New U-Trick, Lincoln. We played Brooklyn Tech. That was the first time I saw Lamont Jones. And Lamont Jones, man, he was like coming at me like he hated me. And I was like, yo, I don't even know you, money. Why he was coming at me like he hated me, man. Lamont Jones came for me, man. We only played Brooklyn Tech one time, I believe. I don't, you know, it's sketchy right now. I can't remember all of that, but I think we played Brooklyn Tech one time, man. Lamont Jones went at me so hard. And yeah, man, that was a good season though. We played Springfield Gardens High School. I remember that. We had a good team. We had a really good team my JV year.
Yeah, that question was asked by Marco. So get into high school, JV, y'all stacked on varsity. How did you guys do that year?
Well,
in those two
my JV team, we did well. I'd say we was probably about 10-5 or 12-3. I'm not sure. But, you know, during that same time, Glenn, you know, I was also playing for the Gauchos. So, you know, prior to going to high school, I played for the Gauchos. And that was a big deal for me coming from Brooklyn, going uptown and making the Gauchos and playing on the team that I played with so many great players, pros who wound up being pros and all-stars and big-time Division I basketball players. The Gauchos this was before the Gaucho gym in the Bronx when we practiced on 130th floor.
Right.
Yeah, man, that was a big deal for me. My coach, you know, Dave McCullough, who I spoke to some point last year, and we just chopped it up. And, you know, it was good to speak to him after so many years. So, you know, my freshman year.
You know what I noticed?
I broke
You know
my
what I
arm.
noticed? You know what I noticed? That a lot of the guys from Grady, you know, were from across town, right? Even though the school was out in the Coney Island area. A lot of the guys from Coney Island went to Lincoln. Not saying that Grady didn't have any people from Coney Island, but most of the guys who were on the basketball team, and that was very nice and influential, was from across town. Pat and I
Yeah.
discussed that the other day. Why do you think
Yeah.
that's so?
Well, Grady was a vocational technical high school, and it had open enrollment. So it wasn't no zone. Anybody could come
Right.
from all over the city. So
Okay.
I'm sure that had something to do with it.
Right. Because to get into Lincoln from across town, I know, especially when I was there, you had to take up animal science. That was the thing.
Animal science. Nah, we had carpentry, we had automotive, we had appliance repair, things like that, electrical. We had things of that nature at Grady that, you know, once again, open enrollment. So there were players like Andre Thompson, who was on the varsity team my freshman year. He's from Harlem.
Oh, okay. What up, Smooth? My man John Askey on the building. Yeah, so you move up to high school, you move up to varsity, right?
Mm-hmm.
How's the transition from JV to varsity? And what are some things that you had to learn, right? The difference between the two.
Man, let me tell you, man, it wasn't easy for me to make varsity my sophomore year. So Grady, you know, we talking about Grady back in traditionally when Grady was always tough every year. We were a powerhouse in the PSAL in Brooklyn every year. We were very, very competitive. And I made the varsity team my sophomore year. And it was tough. I battled and I made the team. And it was a huge transition because, you know, you're talking about guys are bigger in varsity. You got to kind of wait your turn, you know, and that turn might not happen, but you still got to be positive. You got to work hard in practice. You know, we talking about Grady where there's no chumps. And so it's not going to be easy to get on the court. So you got to really work hard. And I realized I had to do something. So defense and just, you know, using my intellect was going to get me some opportunities to play my sophomore year. And then some luck also got me on the court.
Okay. Fair enough. Who was your toughest competition when you was in practice?
When I was in practice, it was always Ephraim Whitehead, man. Ephraim Whitehead was always my toughest competition because I always had to guard E-Dog. I always had to guard him. I don't know why. And I'm sure, you know, I helped make him better because I ain't going front. I had to go at him. And I had to guard him all the time, man. Ephraim was way taller than me. You know, he's 6'5", I'm 6'1", taller than me. And, you know, sometimes he posts me up. And when I realized that he was right-handed and not left-handed, which was confusing because he would go left all the time. All his moves to the left. He passed you off the dribble with his left. He did all kinds of things with his left. He get to the hole, lay you with his left, dunk on you with the left. And, you know, he pushed me in practice hard, man. He had long arms guarding me. I mean, it was tough, man. Ephraim Whitehead, man. But, you know, I had guys that was tough on me in my sophomore year because I was the rookie. You know, it was several of us. It was myself, Lou Johnson, Ephraim Whitehead, and Jamal Phillips. We were the rookies on the team. So me, Ephraim, and Lou were sophomores. Jamal Phillips was a freshman. And that team was led by Pat Alphonse. You know, Pat was our senior. Yeah, P-Funk. He was our senior. And, yeah, it was P-Funk's show, man. That's the bottom line. It was Patrick Alphonse's show.
So when did you come into your own as a player?
I had some moments my sophomore year. I got some opportunities. And I had some pretty good games, and it was mostly toward the end of the season. During the playoffs, surprisingly, in the playoffs. Man, we had some games, and I got opportunity against Westinghouse. I started, and no, I didn't start. I came in crucial time, and I played well, and I stayed in the game, and I didn't come out. Playing against Magic McFadden in Westinghouse.
He tried to bully you, right? He tried to bully you, right?
Magic McFadden was intimidating. He had the gold teeth, you know what I'm saying? Like the mouth full, you know, from Westinghouse. And here I am, like, nobody knows me. You know what I'm saying? And I get my opportunity, and I played really well that game. Matter of fact, I did start that game. I'm sorry. I did start. I just didn't remember. But I did start that game because somebody went out. But you got to be ready. That's the thing about basketball. You never know when your opportunities come, and you got to be ready when that opportunity does come. So somebody else went down or whatever, and then I got to start and nod in that game. But, you know, another game before that, I hit a game winner. So I had some things against Tilden. I hit a game winner. Patrick Alphonse knows about that game. That's legendary. When Patrick Alphonse went off for like 20 points in the fourth quarter to bring us back to beat Tilden after they was stomping us. And Pat was like, man, not in my backyard. You know, he from over there in the 90s where Tilden is at, East Flatbush, and he wasn't trying to go back around the way with a loss to Tilden. He wasn't having that. Coach took everybody out, all the players, the starters, and he put in us guys off the bench, and we proceeded to play some tough defense. And we came back from an 18-point deficit. And Pat, like I said, he scored. If we scored 22 points, he scored 22. If we scored 24 points, he scored 22 of the 24. I scored the other 2. I hit the game-winning shot. So, you know, I had who passed me the ball?
Yeah.
Patrick Alphonse. Patrick Alphonse. He passed me the ball, man. Yeah, man. I got my Steve Kerr on. You know?
Right. That's right.
I got my Steve Kerr on. Yo, Pat, man. Yo, P-Funk, thanks for that pass, man. My one-game winner in high school. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man. So I had some moments my sophomore year.
And your junior year comes along. What did you do to prepare yourself for your junior year?
My junior year, the summer before my junior year is when I started going to camp. BC All-Star Camp. And obviously I was playing all over the city in the summertime, playing in citywide, playing in whatever tournament was, you know, popping that my team played with. And me and Larry, once again, STEM, we just was always balling, man. And playing in the park, which is underrated nowadays, but just playing in the park. I mean, in Caton Park, everybody knows it, parade grounds, Caton Park. Man, we had some ball players there, and we battled, and we went hard in that park. We went hard. You earned toughness. You had to earn your respect. You had to earn your spot on the court. And I put a lot of time out there playing basketball and getting myself mentally tough and ready to go play at Grady on top of. So I did it all. It wasn't like I just played on the team. You know, growing up in that era, you had to play in the park. You couldn't just go play for a team. You had to play in the park. So it was a combination of all these different things that, you know, got you ready to play high school basketball. So don't underestimate playing in the park. It was a huge component to guys, you know, getting their weight up in the game.
Yeah, I think it's a big advantage when you can play against older guys and learn some veteranship, right? You learn how to play. You learn a little patience.
Yeah.
Game is a lot different. You learn how to move at the fast pace, but we do that automatically being younger guys. But you really learn how to figure out the game. Whereas if you're not playing with older guys, you're kind of picking up the same methods of, of playing. Whereas the older guys, they're showing you how to cut. These guys are setting screens, and they're doing a lot of things that you're actually going to do when you get older or when you get to the high school level and college level. So I think the playground basketball and playing in the park is a huge advantage for kids if they take advantage of it the right way.
Yeah, no question about it. It doesn't happen as much today, but back then, because that was an outlet, you had to be tough. If the older guys wasn't playing, elbowing you, housing your necks. You remember you come to the park, try to get necks. If you wasn't official, who got necks?
Right.
You? Nah, man, you don't got necks, man. Somebody house your neck. You learn to be tough there too. You know what I'm saying? People house your necks. If you wasn't good, you might not get on the court. You had to go play on the other court. You know what I'm saying? It just was one of those things where, either you wanted to get out there and you was going to get tough to get out there and get your game, get your weight up, or you wasn't going to get on the court.
Facts. So what summer league did you say you started to get a little reputation? Like, and guys, really sought after you to be on their teams otherwise?
Well, it never really worked out like that for me. I earned everything I did through trying out for teams. And then, once again, I was blessed to be in an organization where I was just on the team, which was playing with June. We played everywhere. And me and Larry was the backcourt. We played everywhere together. So playing during that time, I was fortunate enough. But when I went to the Gauchos, that was a different story. I had to try out. And that's when I kind of realized, man, I'm not so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're young, I made the team. I'm playing with Jamal Mashburn, Charnel Scott, Anthony Peel, who he played at Villanova, Ty Davis, who, my man Ty Davis from Brooklyn, who played at Boys and Girls High School, who wound up being Division II All-American out in California, Bakersfield. David Kane, who played at St. John's.
Pat said Carlos Easterlin.
Carlos Easterlin?
Yes.
About what?
No, he'd say he was good too.
Oh, from Flatbush, for sure. Christ the King, Rhode Island, Carlos Easterling, the smile, the charisma. Everybody knows, he do a good move. He pat himself on the back. You know what I mean? Carlos Easterling, shout out to him, man. That's my guy.
So let's talk about the city championship run.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, your junior year came, you guys did pretty well. What year did you guys win the state championship?
Man, we won the state championship my senior year. I'd say my junior year was in flux, man. My junior year was up and down. We actually weren't as good as we should have been my junior year. Man, my junior year, we just was trying to really, find ourselves. And it just wasn't a productive season per se, in terms of wins. We made the playoffs. We, moved on to a few rounds in the playoffs, but we just didn't have it like we should have. And the summer before my senior year, that's when everybody knew, this Grady team, they're going to be a problem. Because that summer we put in work. Summer '89, we put in some serious work.
All right, who won it your junior year?
The city championship? I'm not sure who won the city championship my junior year in the PSL. It might have been Lincoln. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. I just want to know.
I think it was Lincoln. I think Lincoln won my junior year. I'm not sure.
Right.
With Norman Marbury.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention that Norman Juju Marbury was one of my guys that also went when we played for the Thunder when I you know, backtrack to when we were playing, when I first started playing uptown in Harlem. Norman Juju Marbury, me, and Larry Timberlake, we was uptown all the time playing for the Sun Devils. We traveled together on the train. You know, Juju is my guy who played at Lincoln, man. That's my brother.
So I want everybody to do me a favor, right? Juju is on Instagram. I need everyone to blitz his DM and let him know he needs to come on the show. Juju's my guy, right? Known for a very long time.
Yeah, we're trying to get Juju on the show for you, man. We're trying to get Juju on the show for you.
Them said I was the reason they lost in 1990. What happened?
Oh my God. He's asking a question about he's talking about Doc Turner tournament. So our senior year, once again, we had a phenomenal team my senior year. We went 27-1. We have
somebody said Stevenson won in 89.
Oh, Stevenson.
Yes.
Yeah, they might have. They had a good team. They had David Kane. Right. They had Big Ant Pell, I think. I think he went to Stevenson also.
Billy Singleton.
Sure. No, Billy Singleton and David King.
Right.
I got people trying to feed me information.
All in the video, all on the song.
Yeah.
Right. So
exactly. You know, right, some details are sketchy.
We're in your senior year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on in your senior year?
Well, like I said, but the summer before my senior year, we all had a productive summer. And the whole team, we really did well on the summer circuit. We did well in camps, and we were ready. We were together. We were a real team, man. I mean, when I tell you we hung out together, we did, you know, we had everything we did together, man. We did a lot of things. We were brothers, for real. We were always together. We had a room in Grady where we could hang out. Where we could hang out and, you know, get a haircut, and we had TV in there and VCR. We could watch videos and things of that nature. You know, we had a little extra privilege, you know, that year, because we just were a really phenomenal team, and we proved ourselves that we were worthy of everything that we earned that year. We had one loss.
The whole year?
One loss the whole year. 27-1 we finished. We finished 27-1. We were number 5 in the country when we finished the season as well in the USA Today. First team from Brooklyn to win the state championship, I believe, in like 20 years or so, when we did win that.
Yeah, that's one thing y'all have over us, right? That y'all won the state championship before us, right? And I was telling Pat, well, I'm not gonna let out the bag, but I'm just saying y'all need your own documentary, right? And if I would name it, right, just on some bullshit, I would name it The School Around the Corner from Lincoln. We always gotta be a part of it, man.
You know that ain't gonna fly. You know that ain't gonna fly. We don't get down like that. We Falcons, baby. We don't get down like that. Everybody know. All my Grady heads on the line. They know what it is. That's what was our little call we did at Grady. Everybody knows, man. That won't happen.
They don't call it the school around the corner from Lincoln.
Nah, that won't happen.
On a serious note, I always respected you guys coming from Grady, right? Because even though we had one of the best rivalries in New York City history, a lot of us got along. All of us kind of got along. A lot of us were friends, had been friends for over 30 years. And that came through us competing against each other and respecting each other's crafts. So salute to all my Grady people out there, man.
Oh yeah, no question, man. It was a lot of love, man.
Yeah. Who did y'all beat in the state championship?
We beat Hempstead High School in the state championship. They had a guy named Kyle Ivy Jones. We beat them. We beat Jamal Mashburn in All Hallows, uptown, upstate to go to the final game. So yeah, Hempstead.
Okay.
Beat them in the state championship. But my senior year, yo, our biggest thing was beating Lincoln. You know, initially, even though we had bigger fish to fry, beating Lincoln was on the top of our list. And when we went to Lincoln in that first game, and we beat them by 20 points at their house, y'all, I'm gonna say you, because you're a rail splitter. When we beat y'all by 20 points, my senior year, the first game, and it came right after our only loss. So our only loss was the Bishop Loughlin in the Doc Turner tournament, and we lost to them in overtime. And then we played Lincoln, and we stomped them by 20. Man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. We hadn't beaten Lincoln.
What happened when we came to your house?
When Lincoln came to our house, we beat them again by 20.
Oh shit! All right, so we want to move on, right?
Listen, man, we stomped everybody. Listen, man, we stomped everybody our senior year. Everybody on this feed that went to Grady knows that. We stomped everybody except for that one loss against Lincoln. I mean, against Loughlin, pardon me. But we stomped everybody, man. We were good. We didn't play no games. We played man-to-man offense. I mean, we played man-to-man defense all game. All game. We never played a zone. We was in great shape. When I tell you the shape we were in, it was phenomenal, the shape we were in. We played man-to-man defense all game.
That's crazy. So look, who's looking at you around this time? Any schools looking at you?
Yo, listen, I was one of those guys that was I received the academic awards. Okay. When we would do anything, I was one of the guys that me and Mike Bond, we would lock up the academic awards. And James Hector, who was first team All City,
right,
was getting recruited heavily by American International College in Springfield, Massachusetts. So they caught wind of me as well, and they invited me up to come for a visit. So I went to American International College for a visit. You know, and I'm going to be 1,000 with you. Going to college was everything to me. And that's all I cared about. Was like, I got to get out of the hood and I got to go to college. I got to see what this is all about. I got to go further my education. And of course, I wanted to play ball in college as well. But I just really wanted to go, because what else was I gonna do? I wasn't gonna just, you know, stay around the way and not go to school. Like, so my coach, Jack Ringo, that was one of the things that they did at Grady. Everybody goes to college. Everybody goes to college. It wasn't no game, man. He made it happen. And so I went for my visit to American International College. I already knew that two of my other teammates, we were going to all go there together. So it was like a package deal. Myself, James Hector, and Cleon Williams, we all went to American International in Springfield, Massachusetts. Played in high-level Division II basketball up in the NE10. Yeah, so that's who I wound up going to play with.
Let's go back a little bit. Who was All City on that Grady team?
Everybody. Everybody from first, second, and third team. There was somebody from Grady on all those teams. Everybody. First, second, and third team. You know, the starting five from my senior year, everybody made one of the all-city teams, first, second, or third.
Wow. So how was your time up in American U?
American International was, yeah, American International in Springfield, Massachusetts, where the Basketball Hall of Fame is. My freshman year, you know, you go to college, you get away, and it's a great experience. But for me, you know, I was trying to get some playing time. I was like, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna earn me some playing time. And when I saw the guards there, I was like, they short. I'm gonna get me some playing time. But I didn't know how strong you had to be to play college basketball. The strength factor was a different, you know, it was a different level, you know what I'm saying? Being under that iron, pushing weight and being strong. So I had some things to work on, and I realized that I had some things that I needed to work on, and I started to work on them and get stronger. But when it comes to, you know, that aspect, my freshman year, I had to sit and learn. I had Orlando Vandross, who probably played against you up in prep school. He played at Brewster Academy.
Okay.
Orlando Vandross. He was a junior, and Steve Valdez, who played he came out of St. John's Prep in Queens. He played there, and they had started from their freshman year.
Right.
And they were juniors. So here I come in as a freshman. You know, I had to get whatever time I could. So, but I had a decent freshman year. It was cool. I got stronger. I learned a lot. That's when I first started learning how to shoot the ball better, man. I had a coach named Andy up there, and I said, Andy, please teach me how to shoot.
Right.
And he started teaching me how to shoot because, you know, coming out of New York, man, we used to get to the hole, get to the cup. And, you know, my jump shot wasn't great at all. And then
I remember you coming up to Fairleigh Dickinson and talking about wanting to improve your jump shot. I remember those days.
Yeah, you know, my senior year in high school, I was in Fairleigh Dickinson with you. You know, coming to watch your games.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, hanging out with you, spending the whole weekend up at Fairleigh. You know that. So I was getting my taste of college life. So I knew that I wanted it for myself. So going to college was a huge deal for me. I definitely knew that I wanted to go play college basketball. So
cool. So let's come back with you know, part 2. Everybody come back to the room. All right, time's about to run out. All right, we're gonna come right back.
Okay, no problem. Come right back. Yes, sir.